Hi, I'm Al Pierson, the current leader of the Guy Lombardo Orchestra. The popularity of Guy and his Royal Canadians in the American culture is unmatched. They sold over 450 million records, performed at 7 presidential inaugurations, produced 14 different musicals at Jones Beach, and sent live radio and TV broadcasts from New York City for 48 consecutive New Year's Eves. But those who knew Guy remember him more for his decency, kindness, and optimism. He played softly enough that club patrons could talk with each other. He was the unquestioned leader of the band without having to make demands because of the respect he received. One colleague described him as the nicest guy in the business. So I suppose it's not too surprising that he played the sweetest music this side of heaven.
We're going to play a dandy Gershwin song. My brothers, Liebert and Victor, have persuaded Carmen to join Cliff Grass and Fred Higman in the vocal chorus.
It's marvelous. You should care for me. Softful nice, it's paradise. It's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
We have 2 guests here that we're particularly proud of. One of them, Betty Madigan, you're going to hear sing, and you're going to meet her personally, too. And the other special guest sitting over there to my right is Mrs. Carl F. Munson. And I understand that Mrs. Munson is celebrating her 70th birthday tonight. She and her family have been having a wonderful party, and we want to add our contribution to the festivities. So I'm going to ask Kenny to sing to our birthday girl, Mrs. Munson, September Song.
For it's a long, long time from May to December, and the days grow short when you reach September. When the autumn weather turns the leaves to flame, one hasn't got time for the waiting game. Oh, the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, precious days I'd spend with you. These golden days I'd spend with you. Days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, and these few precious days I'd spend with you. These golden days I'd spend.
You might think that this next tune was a pretty drastic cure for a broken heart. But I guess it's as effective as any. You trade your broken heart for a broken head. It's called the Coconut Song. Kenny and the trio will fill you in on the details.
If your heart aches and you're feeling kind of low, if love should get you down, go to Curacao. When you get there and your cares are left behind, you won't have a worry on your mind. Go and get beneath the coconut tree. Let a coconut fall on your head. You can have a dream the same as me, better than the dreams you have in bed.
Got insomnia? Do you stay awake at night and toss and toss and toss till the early light? Got insomnia? And you're tired of counting sheep? Here's the way to put yourself to sleep. Go and get beneath the coconut tree. Let a coconut fall on your head. You can have a dream the same as me, better than the dreams you have in bed.
We have a surprise for you now. One of the busiest and talented young ladies in the recording and personal appearance business is paying us a visit here in the room, and she's going to sing for us. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce Miss Betty Madigan singing Joey.
Jimmy kissed me in the springtime. Tommy kissed me in the fall.
Papa Lombardo began the family band back in London, Ontario. The first to be recruited after Guy and Carmen was pianist Freddie Kreitzer. Being of German descent during World War I, he got the nickname Enemy. It stuck with him for the half-century that he was a Royal Canadian. Enemy played opposite many others over the years at the twin pianos. But it's said the best combination was he and Buddy Bennen, a graduate of the Juilliard School of Music. Here they are in Buddy's arrangement of Raindrop Serenade.
I guess most of you folks remember the movie, The High and the Mighty, and the haunting melody which John Wayne kept whistling all through the picture. Well, ever since the song first came out, it's been a big favorite, and I know from experience that you like the way Bill Flanagan does the vocal chorus. So here's The High and the Mighty and Bill. And while you listen, I'm going over to chat with Betty Madigan.
how I laughed at love and the stars above. Then you came like a gentle flame and helped me to find my way. I was high and mighty, and I told my heart where to stop and start. Now I find that I was blind. I'm learning it day by day. Love can change things, rearrange things. Oh, what strange things love can do. I'm not high and mighty, but I have what's worth all the gold on earth. I have you, and I give my heart forever and ever to you.
And now here's the young lady you heard sing earlier in our show, Betty Madigan. And she's been making quite a name for herself on records and TV lately. And I'm mighty proud to say that when I went to Key West a short time ago and had one of my yearly vacations, I saw Betty singing, and I certainly enjoyed her work very much. Now, Betty, was that your first singing engagement?
Yes.
Betty, and come again soon. And now let's have a different sort of a novelty tune with a vocal by Kenny Gardner. And here is Sidetracked.
I was headed back to you, but I got sidetracked. I was drawn to the scent of sweet perfume, yellow hair and ruby lips, and I was sidetracked down the road that could only lead to doom. Now I'm alone, my pocket's empty, my glass, it is dry. So dry. I yielded to temptation, I should have gone right by. What a fool I was to let myself get sidetracked. For the price I've had to pay is losing you. I was on my way to you when I got sidetracked. It began with a little glass of wine, dangerous curves and soft dim lights, and I was sidetracked. Should have stopped when I saw that detour sign. Now I'm alone, my pocket's empty, my glass, it is dry. So dry. I yielded to temptation, I should have gone right by. Oh, what a fool I was to let myself get sidetracked. For the price I've had to pay is losing you.
Well, thanks to you here and to you at home for being with us. We hope we've played some of your favorite tunes. So on behalf of all the boys in the band, so long for now.
Thank you, Guy. It's an honor and a privilege to carry on the Guy Lombardo tradition. He's hearing even sweeter music now, but for us, it's good to hear as he played it. The sweetest music this side of heaven. This is Pierson. Thanks for joining us.